name's Valerie Michaels, and I'm at the Josselyn Center doing Take 5 for Mental Health. I think mental health matters because we're living in a world right now where everything is presented to us in the video format, the news, it's a little gloom and doom. Or you have the opposite of that, you have social media where everything seems amazing and filtered and fantastic. And I think a lot of us are struggling, and it's okay to talk about that. And mental health matters because it's the foundation for everything you do. If you don't feel good, if you aren't happy, it's hard to enjoy the things that your family, going out, being around the people that you care about. It's the foundation of everything. It's hard to enjoy your job, and I think mental health is so important because the harder you work on that, the more results you're going to see in your real life. So, powerful mental health story in my life is my daughter, when she was younger, had trouble learning to read, a bit of a learning disability with reading. And we struggled with everything, soccer, swimming, cheerleading. And then I grew up with horses, and I put her on a horse, and it changed her life. And it got me really interested in equine therapy, which again is a really non-traditional form of therapy, and you never know what's going to work for someone. So my daughter ended up, on the dean's list in college, and has really come out of that, and she still rides horses to this day. And I think if you have a family member or loved one that's struggling with something, there's all kinds of opportunities for mental health support everywhere. The Josselyn Center has so many amazing different programs that they work with. There's something for everyone. There's a fit if you look for it. What I do to take care of my mental health? Wow. Mostly, I think reading books is one of my favorite things. You don't have to read books about mental health, but if you have the dishes to do and the bills to pay, and maybe your mind is going over something, and especially me, I get anxiety sometimes, and I find that if I can stop that narrative by reading someone else's narrative, it's really helpful. It also feels like a real treat. It's definitely self-care. It's definitely luxury to just take some time and do that, and it's something I do for myself. So I think that's probably my favorite. I think one of the major areas of mental health that gets overlooked pretty frequently is with children. They have released studies and had a lot of information out there about if you can reach a child who's struggling by the age of 12 or 13, and you can really have an impact on their life, but after that, things can get more difficult. So I think it's really important that children's mental health is looked at, not just as, oh, you're acting out, or you're being a brat, or, you're misbehaving. It could be something else, and I think it's important to pay attention to that. I think one thing we can do that's easy to break down the stigma of mental health is, they hear a lot about ask someone how they're doing, reach out to that person that maybe you think is having a problem. I think it's important too, when someone asks you how you're doing, to be honest. If you're having a tough time, admit it. We see the Instagram pictures and the Facebook and all that stuff, and everybody thinks everyone else's life is perfect. And instead of just asking people how they're doing, just try and be honest about your own mental health. Try a little vulnerability, and let people know things aren't always perfect. So some of the rituals that I enjoy for my mental health, I actually learned from a really dear friend of mine, Richard Pop, who's a local cranial sacral expert. And I didn't know a lot about cranial sacral when a friend referred him to me. But it's really about working on where you feel stress or anxiety or your mental health issues in your body. And Richard has helped me with meditations, with ways to get out of my mind, or to understand where in my body I can access some of the things that my mental health is causing me distress. Thanks so much for watching and for joining us here at the Josselyn Center with our new program, Take 5 for Mental Health.